Good afternoon, Ospreys. You're watching Nest News, live from the Student Union. I'm your host, Chase Hartman. Today, we have important news about the situation in Ukraine as Russia begins their invasion. We also have a look into the life of UNF's new vice president, news about a local Starbucks unionizing, and some updates on the basketball game versus JU. Thanks for tuning in today, Ospreys. Let's get started. Russian troops have begun their invasion of Ukraine. The attacks have included missile strikes on the country's capital, Kiev, and have already led to 40 confirmed deaths. Many countries are furious at Russia for the unprovoked assault, including the US. As the attacks began, Russian President Vladimir Putin gave a televised address to the world, claiming that their purpose is to protect and liberate Ukrainian citizens. He states that Russia has no plans to occupy Ukraine and is instead aiming to demilitarize the country. Other nations, however, are heavily skeptical of these claims. He also warned other countries against interfering with the invasion, stating it would lead to, quote, consequences you have never seen in history. Countries around the world have imposed sanctions on Russia in an effort to discourage the war. As of this afternoon, there are no plans for the United States military to get involved in the fighting. UNF has named Dr. Richmond Wynn as the new Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer. Wynn applied for a counseling job at UNF in 2000 and fell in love with the university. He received a PhD in counseling education and supervision in 2010, and he worked his way up to becoming the director of the Counseling Center in 2019. Wynn is excited to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to increasing diversity and inclusion, and he hopes to build a campus where everyone can feel welcome. We at Spinnaker would like to wish Dr. Wynn good luck as he steps into his new role. We look forward to his ideas and seeing what he does next. Starbucks is one of the leading coffee brands in the nation. There are over 20 stores in Jacksonville alone. Recently, Starbucks across the country have begun unionizing, and the Starbucks off San Jose and Rickey Drive is joining in those efforts. Mason Boykin is leading the unionization efforts. He's worked at Starbucks for the past 3 years and has helped write a letter to the Starbucks CEO, Kevin Johnson. In this letter, Boykin and others criticize Starbucks' anti-unionization behavior and asked the company to recognize the union. Starbucks has responded to unionization efforts around the country by urging employees to vote no on unionization. The National Labor Relations Board has put the decision up for a vote, but it may take upwards of 2 months. There wasn't much to write home about in the sports realm yesterday, as UNF men's basketball suffered a 71-39 loss to Jacksonville University. This season's second installment of the River City Rumble took place across town at JU in front of a sold-out Swisher Gymnasium. Fans of both teams were excited for the action, including a few Jaguar stars in attendance. An entire section was even filled by Osprey fans. But there wasn't much to cheer about once the game started. The JU Dolphins jumped out to an early 12-0 lead. JU took off and never looked back, securing a 32-point win to complete the season sweep of the Ospreys. This hinders the chances of UNF securing a home game for the ASUN tournament, meaning that this was likely the last time this season that Osprey fans will get to see their team in person. An unfortunate loss for the men's basketball team, but let's not let that get us down, Ospreys. We always swoop back from defeat. And now it's time to go to the School of Communications for your weekly weather update.
Hey there, Ospreys! Welcome to a weather edition of Inside Swoop in 90. I'm Haley Jones, here to give you the top weather news and the local forecast. Freezing rain delayed travel across the central United States today. According to the Associated Press, at least 2,000 flights were canceled from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and hundreds of accidents occurred over icy roads. Heavy snowfall is expected this weekend in New England too, with more than 8 inches possible. Heading into today's weather, this morning will be partly cloudy, but skies will clear soon, bringing high temperatures to around 82 degrees this afternoon. Tonight will be partly cloudy with some possible fog after midnight. The lows tonight will stay in the lower 60s. Moving into the weekly forecast, Friday will be partly cloudy in the morning, then clear as the sun rises with highs in the 80s. Saturday will be mostly sunny, then Sunday we'll see some cloud coverage and a slight chance of showers. Monday will cool down into the mid-60s, and there's a chance for showers again. Tuesday and Wednesday will be partly cloudy with highs in the 70s. That does it for this weather edition of Inside Swoop in 90. Have a great day, Ospreys. I'm Haley Jones, and I'll see you next time.
Well, that's all we've got for you today, Ospreys. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at UNF Spinnaker, and come check out our YouTube as well for more content. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Chase Harmon, and we'll see you next week on Spinnaker's Nest News.